Hey guys, Mike, freshly back from Cameo, Colorado. We were afforded the unique opportunity to attend Comp Expo. For those of you that weren't tracking what Comp Expo is is kind of this one-off event where it's, by one-off, I mean it's going to happen every year. So unique is probably a better way to phrase that. Unique event where it's an industry trade show with all the vendors, and there's a chance to shoot the rifles or pistols or whatever, and demo all this stuff, try out, the binoculars, the rangefinders, just everything you could think of across the industry, kind of like a mini SHOT Show. But also at the same time, which is the actual reason we went, there's some world-class shooting events happening. So you have the NRL Hunter Grand Slam, which is the championship for the NRL Hunter Series. You have the World Multi-Gun Championships. You have a Total Archery Challenge, and also you had a Sporting Clays event. So all these things are happening at the same time at the Cameo Shooting and Education Complex. So it's just one of our favorite places to be anyway, so it was kind of a must-attend for us. So as I said, during the trade show portion, you get a chance to demo and try out a bunch of things, and we have a bunch of videos coming out about that. But one of the ones that we wanted to highlight this week was Voodoo Gunworks. So I am not a 22 guy. My 22 experience usually consists of shooting small furry creatures and a little bit of target practice. I've never really felt that the training value of the 22 carries over completely to centerfire. That's why I have a training rifle for centerfire that's a little cheaper to shoot than my match gun. So Voodoo Gunworks was kind of interesting to me because I've always been curious as to what justified that premium price tag. They are universally acknowledged as one of the best 22 rifle makers out there, and I was just really kind of intrigued and curious to see is what made them worth it. So we got a chance to sit down with Greg Roman and demo the rifles. Kili and I both shot them. We had a little friendly competition on a KYL. I'm reasonably certain she cheated. Just putting that out there ahead of time. Moving on. Anyway, so we sat down and talked to Greg about what makes a Voodoo special, and also how to select the right ammunition for a 22 to extract that pinnacle of performance. We don't get to reload and control everything like we do with centerfire with 22. So what the best way to get that ammo is. So with all that being said, we'll just get right into it. Here you go.
Hey everyone, we are here at the Comp Expo 2021 with Greg Roman from Voodoo. And Greg, will you tell me a little bit about this Voodoo 22 that we have in front of us?
Yeah, absolutely. So this one is our new 360. This is a Voodoo V22 action. For those of you that are not familiar with Voodoo, what we are is a true to scale rimfire action that fits a 700 footprint. So this receiver will fit into any Remington 700 chassis or stock that takes AICS pattern mags. So right here in front of us, we see this is our patent pending magazine. Is outer AICS form, so we can fit in your AI chassis, your MPAs. Behind us, we have a foundation as well.
Okay.
One of my rifles that's sitting over on the table is in the Macmillan. So we can model that center fire feel. We also use Remington 700 triggers.
Okay.
So again, like if you have a full PRS rig, we can build you a 22 long rifle that's going to mimic that.
Okay.
So
yeah, I'm used to the teeny tiny little magazines that are kind of a pain in the butt to load. Just tiny little
exactly.
magazine, yeah.
Exactly. Our engineer will tell you that by going to a full-size magazine here, there's definitely some inherent stability and loading advantages that will actually prevent it from damaging the bullet as we load.
Okay.
So that there is some magic that goes on inside of this that makes this a extremely accurate 22. It is a true controlled round feed. So what that means is we do not have any feed ramps or anything like that at all in the receiver or on the magazine.
Okay.
So as that bullet loads forward, the case head slips up underneath the dual extractors.
Right.
Right. So here we have dual extractors. See if I can do this outside of the gun. That's we slip forward very carefully.
Oh,
there I go.
I've never seen that actually happen before. Okay.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah. So that will go drive forward into the chamber without sliding up anything that's going to damage the bullet. No feed ramps, nothing.
Right. I've had so many issues with that on the 22 that we have, you know, because if you have any push on that magazine at all and you try and load that round, it's going to get jammed, it's going to get stuck. Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, and between that, we have, there's some secret sauce we do in the shop when it comes to turning our barrels.
Okay.
But bottom line, our barrel tenons, our chambers, and everything are done 100% perfectly in line with this bore. So with the amount of care we take there, and the fact that we're not damaging the bullet at all as it goes in, we have a pretty accurate platform. The other kind of secret thing too, I guess I'll take the bolt back out. One of the things our rifle does, we have dual extractors.
Okay.
You know, so you saw how they'll grip the cartridge.
Right.
Then as they go forward, as the cartridge makes that last forward push, those extractors will actually mate into some channels in the barrel and it'll let go. So, again, as we're just talking about all the work we did to make sure everything's perfectly straight here, now that bullet and that cartridge is allowed to find its natural home.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So,
and so then the extractors.
Correct. So they'll push forward, they'll ride into the grooves that are cut into the barrel, they'll let go, and then as they, after you fire the round and go to move the bolt rearward, they'll come forward and grab that case and then extract it.
Wow. Oh, that's really some serious engineering.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So yeah, they're super reliable. They shoot extremely accurate. There was a young lady here earlier today. We had her on a piece of steel here. 468 yards.
Awesome.
Yeah.
We'll see if maybe I can get it. We'll see. Is it that one right up there? That circle?
It actually is almost impossible to see with the naked eye. So
right.
we actually have to stack boxes to put the bipod on.
Well, maybe we'll just stick to these right here then. So.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else special, or can I go ahead and take it?
Somebody's
That's
water
probably
bottle.
my water bottle back
Okay.
there.
Well, we're all good. But
all right.
Yeah, nothing really special. It will operate just like a Remington 700.
Awesome.
So I'll let you have at it, but we're sighted dead on for 50 yards out here. So
great.
Have fun. I'll stand behind you.
It's probably not zero.
That's easy. That's really easy. I don't have to fool with it at all.
That it lost its zero somehow. So
Where's it closest at?
we were trying to get it 0 to 50. You could try picking a rock or a spot out on the berm and see where it is, and see if you can figure out the elevation on it. If you want.
Rock's gone.
So you nailed it?
Yeah.
That's so much
So
fun.
let her get down the KYL. As soon as that big pass stops swinging, start there and just kind of follow her along.
How are you doing? Oh, I'm doing fine. I'm just staying on trouble.
All right, we're getting to the smallest ones here.
And stay standing. Stay a little bit in the
On those small ones, there's just enough wind out there that it can take you out. Be careful.
Yep, I'm giving it just a little bit of left wind.
Yeah.
Ah, there
You got
we go.
Nice shooting.
Thank you, thank you. That's a lot of fun. And the feeding it in from the magazine is super easy. I didn't feel like I had had to really shove it forward or anything like that. So I really enjoyed that. Thank you so much, Greg.
Yeah, one more thing too.
Yeah.
They are 100% dry fire safe.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's, again, super cool for doing your dry fire at home and practicing when the weather's bad and you can't go out and shoot. The firing pin and everything is designed inside the bolt, so it will not hit and damage the chamber.
That's really great, because a lot of people to practice, they're using a 22 to go out and shoot, because not all of us can have a range at home.
Yeah.
So they're going to a 22, and some people want to dry fire on their 22, and I know that's huge.
Oh yeah.
So what was that? You said you wanted my wind hold?
No, I'll do it on my own.
I don't even know what our tower was.
All right. It's just so much fun.
Set up, it's set.
see if he can keep it up.
Okay.
Oh,
Total archery experience.
Got it.
It only goes-
That's it.
But there's a night
Nicked it. Just wiggled it.
Yeah, there you
There
go.
you
That
go.
nailed it.
Otherwise,
That's-
it looks like-
Yeah, and this
That's
isn't even
fun.
a good ammo either.
So when you're getting ammo for a Voodoo, I've heard that's another good topic of discussion.
Of course.
Do you guys? How do you guys recommend sourcing? Do you go to like Pua? You get that certain lot, and because you can send this off to them, right?
You
And they
can. You can. So the best thing to do, the best practice. So first off, I guess we should cover types of ammo first.
Right.
Just go ahead and push forward. It'll drop out.
Okay.
Now, there we go. Not all 22 ammo is the same, right?
Right.
Ely and Leupold, those are probably the two of the top name, household names, if you will.
Sure.
They have different dimensions. They actually have different head spaces. So
got a
our
lot
gun's
of
designed
it.
around Leupold Center X, which means it'll work for Leupold, SK, Midas Plus, Center X, all those,
Sure.
those cartridges.
Be safer
Um,
to eat it.
So that kind of gives you a starting point, but all the rifles will tend to kind of like a different lot, if you will.
Sure.
Unlike centerfire, where you get to reload and tailor all that to your particular rifle, here we actually have to go lot test. So ideally, you want to shoot about 1,000 rounds out of your gun first. What that's doing is laying down a good coating of bullet lube and lead, and I call it good fouling in the barrel.
Sure.
Right? After you get to
It
that
looks like you're
point,
not a beginner.
you can send your barrel action down to Leupold, and they'll figure out what ammo they've got on hand, and they'll start shooting 10-round clips of every single lot they've got available to
Yep.
sell. And I've been there. It's a really cool facility. They've got a acoustic measuring system. It might be laser, I can't remember, but they have a measuring system that measures simultaneously 50 and 100 meters for every single shot.
Sure.
So shoot a 10-round group, you'll get to see exactly where those two targets would have shown impacts out of that same sequence of shots. And then they'll give you a whole pile of data with a whole bunch of different lots, and then you get to say that one and
then buy as much
buy a
as
whole
you
bunch
want.
of it. Yeah.
How many rounds can you get out of a barrel typically?
When you find out, let us know.
That many.
Yeah, we have a couple rifles with our engineer back east and one of his friends he does a lot of work with that I know have well over 50,000 rounds. The thing that we found is that as long as you take proper care of it, make sure you don't have too much carbon buildup in the chamber,
Sure.
They will last your grandkids' lifetime.
That's awesome.
So I've heard stories of Olympians from the 60s and 70s that are still have their raunchy experience that are still shooting.
Still shooting them.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, Greg, we really appreciate your time.
Oh, we appreciate having you guys out.
Yeah, it's fun shooting.
Yeah, it's super fun to watch people enjoy our stuff. So
All right. Well, if a guy wants to order one, asking for a friend, how does he go about ordering?
you can give us a call at the shop. We're at 435-359-2890. Or you can check us out at voodoogunworks.com. That's spelled V-U-D-O-O. So just like my big fat gut here. Voodoogunworks.com. There is an order form on there that will give you a few drop down options and let you kind of go through and see what's available.
Sure.
That'll kick us an email to build you a quote, and then we'll get started from there. Our lead time right now is about 5 months. As of here, we are early August at the time of this filming, so about 5 months. And we started with a 20% deposit.
Okay. Awesome, man. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thanks for coming out, guys.
Yeah, I can't really